Hi everybody, today I just want to talk about one of those things which is one of my favorite things, which is men's grooming. And in the word grooming, I just want to get away from that word. I hope that we can retire it at some point, because grooming to me just sounds like you're talking about a dog, which, some of you may agree that that's what you are talking about. But me personally, I want to give it more of a different spin. Let's talk about men's self-care, because really and ultimately that's what it's about. Right? We're taking care of ourselves. And in that, I want to talk today about scalp care and beard care, because not everybody has this big, thick, lustrous mane. And at some point, fellas, the hair is going to go, or it's going to thin, or it's just going to change. Me personally, it's the look that I've always worn my entire life. So when my hair started to thin out or started to lose, which was around, I would say, about my early 30s, so to speak, somewhere around there. I can't exactly remember what, but stress, body changes, hormonal changes. Yes, you do go through hormonal changes as a guy as well. All of those things contribute to, and sometimes heredity can contribute to that as well. Like my grandfather on my mother's side still has all of his hair. He's well into his 70s, going into his 80s. My father still has his hair, so I don't know. Sometimes it skips a generation. I don't know what they say. The big thing is, regardless of if there's hair there or not, you still have a scalp that needs to be cared for. And if you can't grow it up here, you can grow it down there. So taking care of that is going to be the clue. The biggest key to just feeling good about yourself and just embracing what you have, and making that work for you. I mean, it worked for Morpheus in the Matrix, so why can't it work for you too? One of the products that I've been excited about recently is a product that I noticed that I was working at the store, and when I saw it in my store, I was like, well, why is nobody buying this thing? And what does it look like? What does it smell like? Most of the men's aisles are very limited in what they have. There's a couple of staples that's been around forever. American Crew is one of them. They do a really good job about their range and everything that they have in terms of men's products and the marketing and the packaging. And there's some other products out there. There's Johnny B, there's Mr. Gibb, there's there's another one too that I can't remember. But there's quite a few of them that's been out for a long time. One thing that I have noticed is that a lot of people are just kind of clueless about men's products in general and what to do. But there's a new crew out there that's kind of hitting this younger marketing, targeting a certain demographic, certain generation, that I think that really, really is speaking to what we're looking for. And not everybody wants to smell like, they're coming out of a gym locker room, and not everybody wants to smell like, they're $1 million. Well, maybe some people do want to smell like that. But not everybody have $1 million money. Like, you don't have Tom Ford money to smell like that, So there's this whole range in between that's just not being met. And I like to think of myself within that market, not in the 20-something market, not in the 50-something market, or even the 40-something market, but in the market where I want to have a product that's affordable and also smells good and smells mature and sophisticated. And one of the products that I saw was STMNT. I made a post about it on my IG earlier today, but this is basically what the product looks like. This is one of them. One thing that I don't like about this, I'd say that off the bat, is just the packaging. The packaging, while it looks very aesthetically pleasing, walking through it on the shelves, it's just a lot. And people don't want to read these days, so you never, they just walk past it and they don't understand what it is. Even looking at this bottle right now, you probably wouldn't know exactly what it is, but it says so right here on the bottom, under all these words. It says all-in-one cleanser. They also have a beard oil, which I love, and there's also a cleansing bar. This particular set is from Nomad Barber. I guess you could find him on IG. I didn't know who he was then. I've been looking at him, researching now, just because this product just been sitting there on the shelves and nobody's been paying attention to it. And I decided, you know what, let me see what this is all about. And I went in, expecting not to like it. I'll be honest. I went in expecting not to like it, or just thinking, oh, it's nothing. But when I actually opened the bottle and I smelled it, I was like, wow, I became intrigued by it, and it was really good. So I said, you know what, let me buy it, let me test it out, let me use it. I started using it. I gave it like a good week, 2 weeks before I even said anything about it, because sometimes, it may smell good, but it may not perform as well. But I think this brand hit the mark on all different levels that I wasn't prepared for. And I said, you know what? If nobody else is talking about it, I'm going to be the one to talk about it. So the first thing that I want to talk about, let's read the statement that it says on here. It says, shaped by our collaborative vision and formulated by our passion, this brand is more than just its products. As creatives and innovators alike, we've developed a high-performance range to not only contribute, but help rewrite the standards of grooming. This is our statement. Really powerful, right? You could tell right off the bat that they know who they're talking to. And the product does reflect that. And I love that. I love some people coming together. I love artists coming together to create something and do something and make something that's powerful. They have different looks throughout the three. It's three different barbers that came together. Trying to figure out how all of them are. So please, if I mess up your name, don't be offended. It's just that I haven't really known. I believe it's Nomad Barber, and then the other one is Stay Gold and Julius Caesar. All three of them came together to create these different products, and each three has a different look. Nomad Barber has this look, which is more of the whole natural, holistic. It's very Cali, very, natural and organic looking, and it looks really good. Like the packaging itself, I like what he did with his. I think Caesar's is more black on black, a little bit. I think it tends to be more East Coast, if you ask me. I don't have Stay Golds, only because Stay Golds was a lot of styling products for the hair, which I didn't buy yet. But it is something that I would try, and hers is more of the black and gold. So it's like three different kind of ranges. You get an idea of who they are as a person throughout that. But more importantly, let's talk about the products, right? So as a person that does not have a whole bunch of hair on my head at all, what I do is I use I got the beard oil, I got the all-in-one cleanser, and I also got the bar. The bar is a very good addition. A lot of times you don't see this, but some people don't like a bar. I prefer a bar sometimes. These are very travel friendly if you need to. If you're used to a product, sometimes you can't pack this whole bottle. The cleanser I got not as an all-body cleanser, but specifically to use as a beard wash, because I wanted to see how it would perform. Now, one of the things in this product that it has is activated charcoal. It's also sulfate free, and it's free of silicone oils is what it says. So it's really, really good for your hair. It's also good for like beards, curly beards, or just black hair in general. Or I don't want to really say black hair, but textured hair. Anybody with a hair that's a little dry or curlier or more porous than your average straight, sleek hair, anything like that. I don't know how this will perform for you. I don't think the sulfates will matter as much, but definitely if your beard tends to be on the drier side, if your hair tends to be on the drier side, that's something that will actually be good for you to use. I use the body wash, I said, like as a beard wash, and I love the scent. The scent, it doesn't really say what it has, or I would read it for you, but me as somebody that is familiar with scents and oils and different things like that, I'm picking up a little bit of a musk flavor, which would be a kind of patchouli base is what I'm thinking. I don't know if that to be true, but it seems a little bit patchouli based, so there's a little bit of body to it that is good. And there's also like a fresh note to it as well. I don't know if there's a mint or anything, but it's not very mentholy. So it's not that fresh, clean scent, and it's not that dark woodsy scent that you tend to find in a lot of men's products as well, which is usually a mixture of cedar wood or sometimes they'll use tobacco or bourbon or other kinds of musk like that. So it's not heavy in that sense, and it's not super, super light and crisp and citrusy on the other scent. So it's a good balance of both. As you can see, I use the beard oil. The beard oil also comes in this little bottle. You get a lot for your money. It's definitely good, really good price point. It has a dropper. All you need is about 3 or 4 drops, I think, and then you just rub it within your beard. And it gives a nice shine. I don't know if I can come up close. You can see my beard here. It gives it a nice shine. Not too shiny, of course. You could control that by using little or less, depending on how you like it. And it leaves it feeling soft, definitely moisturizes the skin. The scent kind of lingers. It doesn't completely fade, but it definitely tones down and mixes in with your natural body chemistry, so that it's not overpowering like a lot of men's products tend to be. They tend to be filled with a lot of alcohol, and it tends to be very, very strong. But this I find to be like, if you're a guy that is into essential oils, if you're into natural scents, natural smells, if you're into just things that are a little bit more toned down, more subdued, things that you can layer, this is definitely a product for you. One thing that I would say also, I'm going to get into scalp care now, which is when you have your scalp, a lot of people experience dandruff or dry scalp, especially if you don't have any hair and your hair tends to be exposed. Now, I don't think that makes that much of a difference whether you have hair or not, but if you don't have hair, it tends to be more exposed. One of the products that I like for that is Nioxin. It's really good. It's a scalp cleanser. I don't know if you can see that there in the camera. Perfect. And you use that. You can also use it for your beard. Now, if your beard tends to dry out, this is a good cleanser to use. Don't use it daily because it can dry your scalp and your beard as well too much, and then you'll end up producing more oil, and then it's just like a counter thing where it just it snowballs. No pun intended. But it just snowballs. So you just use that cleanse, and if you're using like a beard oil like this one underneath as well, after you've cleansed and washed. So what I did today was I used this. I use it on the beard. I use it on my scalp as well, because they were a little bit drier. As the weather, especially in the winter time, that will tend to happen. And then what I did was I followed up with the STMNT all body beard wash, just because it was a foam and it was a cleanser. I used that, and then I used my beard oil from them right here. Put a couple of drops in the beard. I also used it on my scalp, and that's all that's in there today, and that's completely it. You can see, moisturized, nice and shiny. Well, actually it's not that shiny, but it just feels moisturized. Shines like my regular skin, not greasy greasy. That's what I want to say. It's not greasy. It's just a natural, moisturized, good skin. And another thing that you might want to throw in from time to time is just a little bit of tea tree oil. Don't ever put it in by itself. It's going to be too thin. But if you have problems with ingrown hair, if you have problems with your beard or bacteria, different things like that can tend to get into the skin, if your skin is very oily, and it gets like dirt and all that stuff, and you tend to break out. Sometimes a little tea tree oil mixed in with your beard oil or mixed in with your lotion or whatever you're going to put on your skin, I would say just mix a drop or two in with the beard oil and just rub that through. You don't have to use it all the time, but just use it enough until the condition resolves itself, and most of the time that's enough. But if you're cleansing and you're keeping everything washed and all that like you're supposed to, I don't think you'll experience too much of those issues. Now, another thing I want to talk about, and I didn't use it on myself, but I used it on a client, and it's their STMNT hairspray for men. It's a really good size hairspray. Most of the time I just tend to use any other hairspray, not one specifically targeted for men. But this one is actually a very good hairspray. So if you are a person that uses hairspray, I would recommend their hairspray as well. One of the reasons why I suffer from sinus issues sometimes, and using a hairspray can really, like, it goes straight to the nose. But with this one in particular, the scent is not as strong. It's a good hold. It's light in terms of its brushability. You're able to build if you need to build for a stiffer hold. I think it's a really good size. If you're a man that wants a hairspray, but you don't want to have a big bottle, or you don't want to have a big thing, or you don't even really need that much, you know, if you have a shortcut and you just need a little something, this is perfect for you know, your hair. So that's my whole spiel on Statement. Like I said, really love the product. The only thing that I would say that it's not so well, I love the statement too, so I don't want to say that their statement and their packaging and everything is, you know, off. I like the statement that's on there. I like the look. The only thing that I would say is when you're marketing, just to make the words bigger so that people really understand. But hopefully it wouldn't even make a difference, because now I've talked about it, and maybe you'll go out and look for it and find it. And if you can't, I'm going to be using it on all of my clients with beards that needs haircuts, and just all my male clients that are just looking for something a little bit more sophisticated, but something that won't break the bank. This definitely is a statement. So congratulations to all three of the people that created this whole line, and thank you to Cosmo Puff for introducing it to me and allowing me just to be there and be in an environment where I can explore and try different products and really talk about it and bring you the best service. So this is a series of different things that I'm going to talk about, my favorite things. This is just one of them. If you want to book a haircut with me, or color, or anything like that, you're free to do so. Just DM me, find me on IG at JMT on Instagram, and everything that I do pretty much will be always there. Just keep a lookout. Peace.